I knew Sebastian, of course, so not well, but I knew him. I worked with him a little bit. I've seen a couple of his shows. Worked in The Irishman with him. We had a reading, and then after that, I like to do that a lot. I decided, let's do it. So we just had to find the time and when to do it. Well, this script I liked. I saw that it had a personal element from Sebastian's experience, obviously, and after getting to know Laura Taruso a little bit, I realized that she knew that her background was she was from Brooklyn, Italian American. They knew the world. They're from the world, so that's very important as far as the way this thing is done. And whatever support I need, I know that they know what they're doing. So that was an important part of it. Salvo. Salvo is Sebastian Maniscalco's father, and it's based on their life together. And that was another thing. It was a personal thing based on that. And Sebastian being a comedian, he would tell the funny parts of it, the ironic parts, and so on. So that was, yeah, another reason to do it, or to want to do it. He's a real character. There's nothing, and I was lucky to have him as a model, to know what I could take off of him. That's always good. I always try to look for what any character is based on, what any real element there is in there, whether the writer modeled it after a certain historical character or this or that, so that you can sort of read about them, look them up, study them, see if there's anything that can be helpful. Again, it was personal. Just I had a good feeling about it. Then I met Salvo. I was shooting Killers of the Flower Moon in Tulsa, in Oklahoma, and I was in Tulsa, so I met the old man, if you will, and spent some time with him, and I brought him on the set and so on. And it was a nice feeling all around. That was his real profession. That's what he did, what he took pride in, and I respected that, and tried to learn as much as I could for what I had to do in the salon and stuff like that. And again, I had I'd go over. We went over certain scenes in the script that I'd ask him how that was, blah blah blah, if that worked, or he's happy with that. And he said, yeah. He was very easy about it, and I knew basically it was all in a certain zone that you can go here, you go there, but basically you're in the zone, if you will. I like Sebastian. We had a good relationship. We have a good relationship. It was fun to do it with him, and again, it's based on his father. So if there's anything there, I could ask him if I felt. There wasn't much that I asked him, but there might have been, or he might say to me, or through Laura, the director, maybe do this or try that or think about that. It's fun for obvious reasons. It's a different form of acting, if you will, and for me, and gives you a certain freedom in a certain way where you can't do certain things if you're doing a straight story, because unless the character would do certain humorous things, so you have certain limitations in a drama, if you will. In this, you could do other quirky little things, maybe from time to time, and you get away with it because it's a comedy. I guess you'd say it's about a father-son relationship. The father has criticism of the son has criticism of the father. They have the relationship that's not in huge dramatic ways. It's a family comedy. It's the kind of classic things where the father not crazy about the in-laws, the prospective in-laws. They're a bunch of stiffs waspy stiffs from, wherever. And they're not too sure about him either, the son, the prospective son-in-law, but they do pretty well. They're pretty nice actually about it. And Salvo has, they tolerate Salvo, I guess. Salvo doesn't have, there are a couple of scenes where he says, "What are you doing with this in this whole situation?" Which is another classic one. I'm sure many families go through that, especially when it's a whole cultural clash. Laura was a very good director, very smart, practical, and I liked her very much. And I also met her parents. I liked them very much. Wanted to meet them when she was in New York, and it was terrific. She was very smart about everything. I worked with Robert Mitchum twice. I worked with him in The Last Tycoon and in Cape Fear, which he was in the original. So Marty, as a kind of a homage or whatever, he had a little part in it. He was terrific, because as a kid I'd see his movies, and then we had Gregory Peck too, and the movies, the actors I admired were Brando, James Dean. He only did 3 movies, but he was great. And Montgomery Clift, I never worked with him. Brando I worked with and knew a little bit personally before we worked. And he's always great, whatever he does. Well, it was a good experience. It was good. And I as I said, I liked everybody. We had a good time. Where we shot was good. The whole thing was good.